All right, joining us at the stools, Power of the Future founder and executive director, Daniel Turner. Daniel, good to see you, and at the stools. So, want to get your reaction to $7.3 billion for Biden's rural electrification. What say you?
It's pretty remarkable. It's happening just a couple of weeks before the election, right? I think, the timing of this is not just a coincidence. The Inflation Reduction Act was always a slush fund. It was always to buy votes and to buy constituencies. As you pointed out, there hasn't been an investment yet that has made life better in America. Utility bills across the nation are 30% higher. And we keep hearing about how they're investing. When do the American people ever get to feel this investment? So this is just pure buying Wisconsin. He was hoping to buy it for himself, but now he's trying to buy it on behalf of the vice president.
Yeah, there was a story in the Wall Street Journal that the loan office is racing to lend billions of dollars in climate money before the election.
Yeah.
$400 billion was the windfall that they got. To your point that they're just trying to get the dollars out the door to buy votes. But you want to move on to this?
No, go ahead.
VP Harris has given us famous word salads and word casseroles, plenty of cackling, but we've yet to hear much about the almighty climate crisis. You're calling a poll claiming that the now forgotten climate crisis was just a cynical ploy for Democrats to gain power. And in that speech today, Joe Biden admitted that the Inflation Reduction Act was not about reducing inflation, that it was purely about their climate crusade.
It was, and we just use words for whatever political ends we have. I want to go back in time to 2000, pre-COVID, low, the world was at peace, pre-Russia, pre-October 7th, right? It was a different America in 2019, and everybody was running for president, and they all ran on climate change because it was the only thing to talk about. CNN had a 7-hour town hall about climate change who were running for office back then, and all of them convinced us this was the number one problem facing the country. Here we are 5 years later, and we don't talk about it. Was climate change ever an existential threat, or was it always just a grasp for power? And to manipulate words like that and scare the crap out of so many children into believing that they're going to die from climate change, and now we don't even talk about it? Well, then it wasn't an existential threat. You treat the American people like children, like
How dare you drive an SUV?
You said something that was interesting. They spend all this money, right? I mean, billions and trillions of dollars, and we should have gold-plated roads and bridges and airports. I mean, we should have the most beautiful country with new everything. And it's still garbage. The money, I don't know where money goes. Maybe it's to their friends or allies, but it doesn't go to the people that they say it's going to go to. It doesn't make.
No, it doesn't. And I tweeted the other day, and to chat out my own Twitter account, the Gaza Pier is the best example of the Biden-Harris administration because it crumbled within days. It was $1 million. It was a sympathetic towards terrorism. Right. That was the example of what the Biden-Harris administration investments are. All of these investments in wind and more expensive for rural Americans. Now they're desperate for rural American votes. Suddenly Harris flip-flopped on fracking. Biden's dumping billions in Wisconsin. So again, they treat the American people like children. They only go to rural farmers when it's an election cycle.
Rural America to buy that, I guarantee. Good to see you thinking with us on the stool. All right.
Coming up, the self-proclaimed most president in history